All right, so these questions were taken from the 2021 paper. And as I said a short while ago, we are starting off today with the multiple choice segment of the session. Item 11 refers to the following Venn diagram. The shaded region represents. When we look at this Venn diagram, everything in our Venn diagram is shaded but P. So we have a special name for this. When everything is shaded, but P, this is called P complement. So my answer is A as in apple. Everything is shaded but P, it's called P complement. Let's go on to question 12. The 30 students in Teacher May's class either have a dog or a cat or none of the two. 16 students have a dog, 12 students have a cat, and the remainder have neither a dog nor a cat. Which of the following below correctly represents this information? So here's what we have. The students in Teacher May's class, they either have a dog or a cat or none of the two. 16 students have a dog, 12 students have a cat, and of the remainder, neither of them have a cat or a dog. So let's see. There are 30 of them. They either have a cat or a dog or none of the two. 16 students have a dog, 12 students have a cat, and of the remainder, they neither have a cat nor a dog. Which of the following correctly represents this information? Well, 16 students have a dog. So let us go through the options and choose the one that best represents, right? So they say 16 students have a dog or a cat or none of the two. In my Venn diagram in A, the circle representing dog has 16. So that circle is made up of 14 plus 2, which is 16. So we can keep that option. In option 2, the circle representing dog is also 16. So that could be one of our options. But in C, the circle representing dog represents 18, 16 plus 2. But they told us only 16 students have a dog. So right away, we can remove C as our option. They did not go to say that everybody who owns a dog has a cat, but they say of the remainder, none of them have a cat nor a dog. So let's see. So 16 plus 12 is 28. So 2 students are supposed to be outside, right? And 12 students have a cat. So we're going back with that second bit of information. If we look at option A, and if I were to circle that, in option A, 12 students have a cat. But according to my circle there, we have 12 plus 2, which is 14. They didn't say 14 students have a cat. They said 12 students have a cat. So right away, option A is not part of my answer. So I have to choose between B and D. They say that the students either have a dog, or a cat, or none of the two. 16 students have a dog, 12 students have a cat, and of the remainder, neither have a cat nor a dog. Which of the following correctly represents this information? Which one did you all choose, B or D? Anybody? What option did you all choose, B or D?
Yes, I took B.
You put B?
D.
Anybody? D?
Yes, miss.
Okay. Anybody else? Did anybody else attempt the question and have a response?
Miss Vincent, I just watched it through. I didn't do any.
You didn't do any. All right, fair enough.
I have B.
You have B? All right. Now, the question is a little bit ambiguous in the sense that they say that they either have a dog or a cat or none of the two. They didn't tell us everybody who owns a cat owns a dog. So I will have to go with D because it's either you have one pet. You could have a dog, or you could have a cat, or you could don't have any pets. B says everybody who owns a cat, right, also has a dog, but the question didn't say that. They say that you either have a dog or a cat or none of the two, right? So they didn't mention a relationship where everybody who owns a cat also owns a dog. So this question is a little bit different compared to the ones that they normally post. So it's either you own one animal or the other, but you don't own both of them, right? So I will say that I will go, but at this time, I will go with option D. The question says either or none. They didn't say everybody who owns a cat also owns a dog. That is not what they said. You either have one pet, a cat or a dog, or you don't have any, right? Question 13. At a bank, EC $260 is equivalent to 1 US. For every $1 exchanged, EC 10 cents is deducted. How much EC dollars would Leon receive if he exchanges $100? So here's what we have. US $1 is equal to EC 260. Leon wants to change $100. So 100 US will be 100 multiplied by $2.60. So when we multiply 2.6 by 100, we will get $2.60. No, we will get 260 EC for the 100 US. But he has to pay a deduction. Leon has to pay an exchange fee. So right away, we can eliminate 260. Leon isn't going to get 260 because for every dollar US he is going to change, he has to pay 10 cents. So for 100 US, he will pay 100 multiplied by 10 cents, which is $10. So Leon will get $10 less. So Leon will get, after the conversion, $250. Do you all understand that?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, miss.
700 is borrowed. So right away, we know this is simple interest. The formula for simple interest, principal by rate by time over 100. The principal is the amount of money borrowed. 700 multiplied by 5 by 3 divided by 100.
7,000, miss.
7,000, sorry. So we will get 70 by 5. So 210 by 5 will give us 1,050. And this is a repeat question. This question is a repeat. 15 also is a repeat. A dress which costs $180 is being sold at a discount of 10%. Now, there are two ways of working out this question. You can work out the discount and subtract it from the price, or if 100% is the cost of the price of the 100% represents 180 and you are paying 10% less, therefore you are paying 90% of the value of the dress. So 90%, which is 90 over 100 multiplied by 180, and 18 multiplied by 9 will give us, oh, they ask for the amount of the discount. So the discount is really 10%. So 10%, 10 over 100 multiplied by 180, the discount is $18. Any questions so far?
Nice.
Okay. Now, all the answers will be sent to you. I will post it later on the Google Classroom. So just follow along. And if you don't understand, just stop me, right? An article bought for $125. So the cost price is $125. It was sold. So the selling price is $175. The percentage profit, and the formula is the profit over the cost price. Now the denominator is always the cost price. It is never over the selling price, right? Always over the cost price. So if you buy an item for $125 and you sell it for $175, therefore the difference in the two values is your profit. So how much is the profit? You buy an item for $125 and you sell it for $175. How much is the profit?
It's $50.
$50. 50 over 125 multiplied by 100 over 1, right? So 25 could go into 125 5 times. 25 could go into 100 4 times. 5 could go into 50 10 times, and 10 fours are 40. So the answer is 40%. Any questions? This one here is a repeat question. Let me try and get this one right. The value of a plot of land is $18,000. Land tax is charged 70 cents per $100 value. So it is based on the $100 worth of land. So every $100 worth of land, you are paying 70 cents. Let me write that. So if your parcel of land costs 100, you have to pay 70 cents. If your parcel of land costs 200, you will pay 70 cents by 2. If your parcel of land costs 300, you will pay 70 cents by 3. You understand? You all understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So the property is valued at 18,000. So we need to find out how many hundreds are there in 18,000. So there are 180. 180 hundreds in 18,000. So for 180 $100 parcels of land, we will pay 180 by 70 cents, and we will get 126. And this one is a popular one. You have to understand that the land tax is charged per $100 value. Like for example, you go to the grocery around Christmas time. You want to buy a case of Malta, right? So the merchant that you are buying sells the Malta not individually, but in cases of 24, right? So you want to buy 72 bottles of Malta. So you can't buy it individually. So you have to think, all right, 72 bottles of Malta will give me how many cases? Well, if one case carries 24 bottles, 2 cases will carry 48, and 3 cases will carry 72. The same thing with the land tax. They're not charging you per dollar, but per $100. So you have to determine how many hundreds are there in 18,000 by dividing by 100. And when you work out that amount, you will get 180. And when you multiply it by the amount per $100 value, which is 70 cents, you will get 126. All right, let's move on. Number 18, the simple interest. The simple interest on was. Here's what. The simple interest on was. So think about it. You go to the bank and you invest money. The bank not going to give you more interest than you invest. So the higher value must be the principal. And the formula for interest and time and principal, it is always the rate of interest. The numerator is always 100i over principal by time. I is the lesser of the two amounts of money, which is 108. The principal is the higher value by 3 years. We can cross our zeros, and 108 divided by 9 is 12. And 3 into 12 is 4. 4%. If you had to find time, the formula is 100i over the other two missing variables. We always have PRT, so we have T, so we will multiply P by R. If we want to find principal, the numerator is always 100i, and if we have principal, the other two variables are rate and time. At the end of any year, a car is worth 5% less than what it was worth at the beginning of the year. If the value of the car at the end of the is worth $9,500 in December, what was the value initially? So here's what. If the car is worth 5% less, therefore 95% of its worth is $9,500. So 95% of the value of the car is equal to $9,500. So to find the value of the car, we have to eliminate this fraction. To eliminate this fraction, we need to multiply it by the inverse. So the inverse of 95 over 100 is simply 100 over 95. And whatever we multiply one side by, we multiply the same thing on the other side. So this is 95 over 100 by the value of the car. So this will cancel. So the value of the car would be 10,000. And think about it. Let's think about it. Isn't 5% 5 over 100? And isn't 5% of 10,500? So if the car was worth 10,000 and it dropped by 5%, the car is now worth 9,500. And that one is a repeat question. A man's regular pay is $3 up to 40 hours. So you go to work, here's what I say. Everything up to 40 hours, you will get $3 for. Overtime is paid twice. So overtime, you wouldn't get 3, but you will get twice, which is 6. So if he was paid $2.16, how many hours overtime did he work? So his basic wage is $3 by 40, which is 120. So if the man didn't work any overtime, he will just take his 120 and he will go home. But he worked overtime. So his overtime wage would be the difference. Would be the 216 minus 120. And 216 minus 120 is $96. So the number of hours overtime would be the 96 divided by the rate, which is 6. And 96 divided by 6 is 16. So the man worked 16 hours overtime. Any questions so far?
No, miss.
All right. So let me do this one and I will give you a few minutes to do the others, right? Let me do this one because this is just one question. The number of students in each set is indicated. How many students play exactly one game? So here what? You see this part of the circle here? This represents hockey only. You see this part of the circle here in red? This represents volleyball only. So the number of students who play exactly one game is 5 plus 4, which is 9. The 3 students on the outside, they're not playing anything. And you see the 2 in the middle, they play in both hockey and volleyball. So we're not counting them, right? Number 12, in the Venn diagram, the shaded region represents. So look at the Venn diagram. We have P shaded and everything outside, and we have Q. Now, P shaded and everything outside, but Q. So this represents P intersect Q complement. We don't want any part of Q to be shaded, right? So P intersect Q complement. It means not Q, but P. So P is shaded, but nothing in Q. So this answer is P intersect Q complement. All right. So I'm going to give you a few minutes, work out 13, 14, and 15. So you're getting 2 minutes per question. So go ahead. 13, 14, and 15. For every $100 sales, what the question is? For every $100 sales, a salesman is paid $10. So you have to find out how many hundreds are there in 1,020. All right, let's go. For every $100 sales, a salesman is paid $10 commission. So if the man sold $200 worth of goods, he will get $20. If he sold $300 worth of goods, he will take home $30. So we have to find out how many hundreds are there in $1,020. So we divide that by 100 and we will get 10.2. So for his commission, 10.2 multiplied by 10, he will take home 102. Did you all get that?
Yes, miss.
At a store, sales tax is charged at 2%. What is the tax on the dress? 2%. 2 over 100. So 2 over 100 multiplied by 180 over 1. But remember, we don't have a calculator, right? So we try to make it as easy as possible. 18 by 2 is 36. And 36 divided by 10 is $3.60. So the answer is A. Did you all get that?
Yes, miss. Yes, miss.
Very good. If EC 250 is equivalent to US $1, then how much would EC $25 be? Well, to go from 250 to 25, we multiply by 10. So we have to multiply the US by 10 as well. So we will get US $10. Did you all get that?
Yeah,
Yes, miss.
All right, let's go. All right, we have 16, 17, 18, and 19. Can you all read that, or is it too small?
Good, miss.
Let's do 16 and 17 then. I don't want to straighten here. So do 16 and 17. All right, let's see what you have. A calculator, which is marked at 120, is sold for cash at 30% discount. So 30%, 30 over 100 multiplied by 120 over 1 is $36. Is the calculator sold for $36? Or is the discount $36? Which of the two is it? Did you all get 36? Did anybody get $36 for question 16?
yeah, miss.
Right. So that means you're getting $36 off. So the calculator, which was 120, you're getting $36 off. So you're already paying $120 minus 36, which is $84. And if you're paying with a $100 bill, you will get $16. Did you all get that?
Yes, miss.
All right. Number 17, a loan of $8,000 was paid back in 2 years in monthly payments. No, Shania, we're not hearing you. Right? Was paid in monthly payments of $400. So the amount repaid would be 400 by 24 months because there are 12 months in a year. So you're paying 9,600. So the interest on the loan would be 9,600 minus 8,000, which is 1,600. So the interest as a percent would be 1,600 over the amount of the loan, which was the 8,000 multiplied by 100 over 1. So 8 could go into 160 20 times. So the answer is 20%. Did anybody get that?
Yes, miss.
All right, let's go. Number 18, a car presently valued at 12,000 depreciates at a rate of 10%. So V0 is the initial value of the car. V0 is 12,000, right? I1 is the interest, which is 10% of 12,000, which is 1,200. So V1 is after 1 year, 12,000 minus 1,200, which will give us 10,800. The answer, A as an apple. Now, number 19, a man pays 60 cents for every 200 meter cube. Gas is sold for in quantities or in little parcels of 200, not 100, not 50, but 200. So the man uses 55,000. So we have to find out how many 200s are there in 55,000. And when we find that amount, we will multiply it by 60 cents. So 55,000 divided by 200. Work out that. When you get the answer, multiply it by 60 cents, which is 60 over 100. And then you add 1375. So work it out. Try that one. So work out 55,000 divided by 200. And when you get the answer, let me know.
275, miss.
275. All right. So we multiplying 275 now by 60 cents. So we could cross out the zeros, and 5 could go into 10 2 times, and 5 could go into 275 55 times. and 2 could go into 6 3 times. So multiply 55 by 3.
$165.
165, very good. So the man not paying 165, you know, he have to pay a fixed charge. So add 165 to 1375.
$178.75.
178.75. But look at the options. So if you reach 165 and you have to add 1375, then D is the only option with 75 cents. All the others have 25, no, B only has dollars and C has 25. So that is one way of figuring out the correct answer. All right, number 20, does this question look familiar? We just worked out this.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And the answer is 1,050. Let's go. All right. Number 11. All right, so in the meanwhile, work out 12 and 13. Part of question 12 was omitted. Which of the following sets is empty? Right. So let me give you the rest of number 11. In the meanwhile, do 12 and 13. And to do number 12, you need to draw a diagram. Here A, B, this is 6. So work out this part here. If the whole circle is 14 and this part is 6, how much is the outside? And if this whole circle is 15 and this part is 6, how much is this piece here? So try that while I get the other part of question 11. And you can do number 13. We did that one just now. All right. For 11, P is the set containing prime numbers. Q is the set containing odd numbers. And R is the set containing even numbers. So try 11, 12, and 13, and let's see if you come up with the right answer. There's no need to write the question. The worksheet will be sent for you. All right, let's see what you all have. For question 12, if this part of the circle is 6 and the whole circle representing A is 14, then the outer part will be 14 minus 6, which is 8. Similarly, if the entire circle containing B represents 15 and the part in the middle represents 6, 15 minus 6 is 9. So A union B is everything in A and everything in B. So we will add 6 plus 8 plus 9 and we will get 23. Did you all get that?
Yes, miss.
Very good. Number 13, a dress which costs 180 is sold at a discount of 10%. So the discount is simply $18. Everybody should have gotten that, right? Number 11, which of the following sets is empty? Well, if we list the members of the sets, prime numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, etc. Odd numbers 1, 3, 5, 7, etc. Even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. From observation, there is nothing common with Q and R. There are no elements that are common to that are common to Q and R because there are no elements that are found in set Q that are also found in set R. All right. So let's see. Attempt 14, 15, 16, and 17. Let's go. All right, let's see what you all have. A dinner at a restaurant was advertised at $60 plus 18% tax. So right away, we can eliminate $60 because if you go to buy food, you have to pay tax. How much tax are you paying? Well, you are paying 18%. 18% is simply 18 over 100 multiplied by 60 over 1. So we can multiply 18 by 6, and we will get 108. And when we divide by 10, we will get $10.80. So the dinner will cost the cost of the food, which is $60 plus $10.80, which is $70.80. Did you all get that?
Yes, ma'am.
The cost price of a refrigerator is $18.50. A buyer who is given a discount. So from the time you hear discount, you know that you are paying less. So you can't pay more for the item. So you can eliminate E, right? So 5%, 5 over 100 multiplied by 1850, right? 5 could go into 10 2 times. And 185 divided by 2 is $92.50. So when I subtract $92.50 from $1,850, I will get 1757.50. Did you all get that?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? The annual interest rate on a mortgage on a house assessed at a value of $450,000 is 5 cents on the dollar. 5 cents, 5 over 100 by 450,000. This will give us 22,500. The answer B. The simple interest on a sum of money is, so I is $90. The rate is 5%. The time is 3 years. The principal, and I told you, the denominator and the numerator is always 100i, and the denominator is the missing 2 variables. So we have P, the missing 2 is rate and time. So 100 multiplied by 90 divided by 5 multiplied by 3. 3 could go into 90 30 times. 5 could go into 36 times. So the principal is 600. Did you all get that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let's go. All right, number 18, I'm not going to do that. We did that a short while ago. The answer is 10,000. If you can't remember how to do it, you will fast forward you will rewind the video when I send it for you all. Number 20 as well is a repeated question. The answer is 16. We did that. So in the essence of time, I'm going to do 19. A television set costs $350 for cash. So the cash price is $350. When bought on hire purchase, you have to make a deposit of $35 plus 12 monthly payments of $30. So the hire purchase price is $395. So how much is saved by paying cash? Well, it is the difference between the hire purchase price and the cash price. And we will get $45. And this is a repeat question. Let's move on. So number 11 is similar to the one they brought for you all in 2021. The only thing is they say that all students who have a cat also have a dog. That one is the only difference. So it means that if you have a cat, you also have a dog. So N of C is equal to 12, right? Then N of D is equal to 16. So it means that four persons have a dog only, and 12 of them have a dog and a cat. So let's look at the diagram and we will pick out our answer. They said that 12 N of C is equal to 12. So let us look at the options given. This circle here contains 12 plus 2, which is 14. But 12 persons own a cat. So this option is incorrect. This one here as well is 12 plus 2, which is 14. This is incorrect. So my option is between B and D. Now, since everybody who owns a cat also has a dog, it means the answer is D. D is a subset of D. C is a subset of D, meaning that once you have a cat, automatically you also have a dog. So 12 children in the class own a cat, and from the time they own a cat, they also own a dog. So C is a subset of D. And since the number of persons who own a dog is more than a cat, 4 persons own a dog only, and that will be on the outside of the circle, right? In which of the following diagrams is the region A intersect B complement shaded? So we want A intersect B complement. We want, first we can shade B complement. So if we shade B complement in the Venn diagram, all right. So here's what. I'm giving you 2 minutes, do 12 and 13. Try 12 and 13, and then I will do it. We're looking for A intersect B complement. So first you shade B complement, then you shade A, and that will give you the answer. A intersect B complement. So A intersect B complement. You shade B complement, which is everything. You shaded everything but B. So this is A and this is B. Right? And then you want to shade A. So the region that represents A intersect B complement is B. No, it's C, sorry. According to my diagram, is C. So you shade, the first thing you shade B complement. B complement means you shade everything in the Venn diagram besides the circle containing B. Then you go ahead and you shade A. And what remains there is the whole Venn diagram, but this little piece here. And according to my diagram and my list of options, this is C. Do you all see that? Do you all understand that? Yes or no? Do you all understand that?
Miss, you can explain that now, please.
All right. So here what they want, right? Let me see if I can do this again. This is my Venn diagram. I have two circles, A and B. According to my question, they want A intersect B complement. So the first thing is shade B complement, which is everything but set B. So if I shade everything but set B, it means that I will shade everything on the outside here but set B. So that is the first thing. The next thing I want is to shade the circle containing A. So if I shade the circle containing A, this part here remains, which is the part in yellow. So which of the option represents what I have here with the part in yellow unshaded? A, B, C, or D?
C.
C. If I just take out this part here, which one represents the diagram I have here? C, not so? So
Yes,
C represents A intersect B complement. Number 13, we did that one already. 2.5 EC is equal to 1 US. So 2.5 by 10 will give me 25 EC. So you multiply here by 10 and you will get 10 US. Any questions so far? No, 2.5 by 8 by 8 to get 20. You see all the question? There's change of the question sometimes. So it's 2.5 by 8 to give you 20. And here multiplied by 8 and you will get 10. And the last one we worked out, the answer was 10 because we used $25 instead of 20. Do you all remember that?
Yeah, miss.
All right. So look out for that. Let's see. You can do number 14, 15, and 16. I've given you 3 minutes. See how much you could do. You just work in the answer alone. If you can't do 15, that's fine. Go on to 16. Are we finished? So the formula for time is 100i over the principal by the rate. So it is 100 multiplied by 120 over 600 multiplied by 5. So which of the following would I choose? Which answer is the same as the one I have?
A.
A. Did you all get A? Y varies directly as X. So instead of varies, we can use this symbol. When we change this symbol to an equal sign, we introduce a constant K. Now, when Y is 19, X is 152. Find K. Find K. So 19 is equal to K by 152. So to make K the subject, we divide by 152. This is going to cancel, and K is equal to 1/8. So the equation is Y equal to 1/8X. The answer is C. Number 16. A man's annual salary is 45,000. His tax-free allowance, the tax-free allowance means that he doesn't pay any tax. So if we take 45,000 and we subtract 13,000, therefore the man pays tax on 32,000. We want to know how much the tax payable is. So 20% of 32,000 is 6,400. Did you all get that? Did anybody get that for number 16?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go. 17, 18, 19, and 20. This one we met already, so we don't have to do it. This one we did already. This one we did already. A customer offers a discount of 10% on customers who spend more than 20%. If the customer's total bill is $80, what will the customer pay? So 10%, 10 over 100 by 80. The customer will get $8 off. So the customer will pay $8 less, which is 72. The answer is C. All right. Now, if P, Q, R, and S, we want to know what is the intersection. What are the elements that are common? So we have 2. Do we have any other elements that are found in both P, Q, and S? Besides 2? Is there any other element that is found in both P, Q, and S besides the element 2? Are you all seeing anything besides 2 common to P, Q, and S?
No, no. No,
All
less.
right. In the Venn diagram, the shaded region represents P complement, everything shaded but P. If TT $6 is equal to 1 US, so $6 TT is equal to $1 US, then how much would $15 TT be? Well, $12 will be equal to 2 US, and an additional $3 to make the 15 will be 50 cents. So my answer will be $12.50. I'm sorry, $2.50. $6 will be $1 US. $12 will be $2 US. We don't want 12, but we want 15. $3 is half of 6. So if $6 is $1 US, $3 would be 50 cents US. So that is how I get $2.50. Number 14, we did this already. Number 15, we did that. Number 16, we did this one already. 17, we did this. 18, we did this one. 19, we did this. 20, we did not do. At a sale, each book was marked $3 off the original price. Daniel paid $46 for 2 books. What was the original price of each book? So 46 divided by 2 is $23. And he got $3 off the marked price. So the price of the book would be 23 plus the $3 he got off, which is $26. The answer, D as in dog. All right. So let's see. You're doing for me. We will do this last one, and then the other 2 papers I will leave you all to do for home. All right, so number 19, take a few minutes and you're doing numbers 11, 12, and 13. Can you all see it?
Yes, miss.
All right, so go ahead. You're doing 11, 12, and 13. So the factors of 12, let me help you. The factors of 12 and the factors of 9. So all the numbers that can divide into 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12, and the factors of 9, 1, 3, and 9. What is the common elements? What elements are common to 12 and 9? Can you all spot them?
1 and 3.
1 and 3. And 1 and 3 are the factors of 3. So the answer is A. Number 12, we did that already. Everything is shaded but P, that is P complement. A store offers a discount of 15% on the total bill. So 15% of $80. Right? 15 multiplied by 8 divided by 10 is 12. So the customer will pay $12 less. 80 minus 12 is 68. The customer will pay $68. Number 14, we did this. The answer is $3.60. Number 15, a plot of land valued at $18,000. Land tax is charged at $126. At what rate is the land tax charged? So you see how the question can come in a different format. So we want to know what rate per annum. So 126 divided by 18,000 multiplied by 100%. So 126 divided by 180 this is equal to 0.7%. So 0.7 by 180,000 will give us 126,000. When we divide it by 100, we will get 126. So sometimes they give you the rate and they ask you to find the tax. In this question, they gave you the tax and they ask you to find the rate. So pay attention what is being asked in the question. The exchange rate for 1 US is 270 EC. How much would $4.50 US dollars be? $4.50 by 270 will give us $12.15 EC. So we have to multiply. Number 19, we do this one at 17, we worked that already, that is 6,400. Number 18, we did that. 19, we did that. And 20, I will do this one with you. How much will a person pay if his house insurance is 50,000? So we have to find out how many hundreds are there in 50,000. So it is sold in $100 value. So 25 cents multiplied by 500. So the house insurance is 125. The contents insurance now, it's worth 10,000. So we have to find out how many hundreds are there in 10,000. And it is the contents insurance is 50 cents. So this is $50. So how much will the person pay for the insurance? They will pay 150 plus 50, which is 175. So do you all see how many questions are repeated?
Yeah, miss.
So here's what I'm going to do. There were two that I didn't do. 2018, January and June. You see how many questions? This one we worked out, this one. So most of them we did already. I will send the worksheet for you and I will ask you to do it and I will send the answers for you. So it's 5:23. Let's take a break for 10 minutes. When we return, in 10 minutes time, we go to the paper 2, okay? All right, have you all returned?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Two quantities n and t are related as follows. N is equal to the square root of t. Find the value of t of n when n is 49, when t is 49. And that is only 1 mark, so which means we don't have a lot of working to do. So n is equal to the square root of 49. N is equal to 7. Make t the subject of the formula. So which means we have to remove the square root sign. To remove the square root sign, from t, we square both sides. So here we get n squared is equal to the square root of t squared. So n squared is equal to t. Here I have removed the square root sign from t and I could write t is equal to n squared. So that is 1 mark as well. So which means that in this question, that wasn't too difficult for us to do. We could have been able to obtain those 2 marks, right? Ali is X years. Jim is 5 years older than Ali, and Chris is twice as old as Ali. So Ali is X. Jim is 5 years older. So Jim is X plus 5. So if Ali was 10, Jim would have been 15. If Ali was 5, Jim would have been 10. So it's just 5 more. Chris is twice. The word twice here means to multiply by 2. So we multiply Ali's age, which is x, by 2, and we will get 2x. Here we would have been able to score an additional 2 marks. So remember I told you we are aiming for 5 marks in each question, right? In 2 years, the product of Ali's and Chris's age, right, will be the same as the square of Jim's present age. So in 2 years, the product of Ali and Chris's age, so in 2 years, Ali would be X years plus 2. Because if she was 5 years now, in 2 years, she will be 2 years older, which is 7. In 2 years again, Chris would be 2x plus 2. He would be his present age plus 2. And will be the same as the square of Jim's present age. So Jim's age presently would be x plus 5 to be squared. We need to show this, right? That this is what we need to show for 3 marks. And if we show this, therefore we have exceeded our 5-mark expectation and we are well on our way to a good grade. So x plus 2, the product they said, by 2x plus 2 is equal to x plus 5 to be squared. So if I take the first term, x, and I multiply it by 2x plus 2, and I take the second term, 2, and I multiply it by 2x plus 2. And this is x into x plus 5 plus 5 into x plus 5. So it's just a matter of using the distributive law and distributing each term outside the bracket using multiplication. So here, I will get right, 2x squared plus 2x plus so I multiply the x by 2x, right? And then I have to multiply x squared plus 5x plus 5x plus 25, right? So this will give me 4x plus 4. So 2x squared plus 6x plus 4 is equal to x squared plus 10x plus 25. So all we have to do is move all the terms to the opposite side and change the sign. 2x squared minus 1x squared plus 6x minus 10x plus 4 minus 25 is equal to 0. So here I will get x squared minus 4x minus 21 is equal to 0. So just so it's just a matter of multiplying each of the terms there, right? And we will get the correct answer. So besides Shania, is anyone lost?
Me.
All right. So let's go back here. You understand how I get Chris' age and Jim's age and Ali's age? You all understand that? So this is 3 marks, right? So which means we had to earn this 3 marks. In 2 years, the product of Ali's age and Chris's age will be the same as the square of Jim's age. So let me see how I could write this. Ali's age plus 2 multiplied by Chris's age plus 2 is equal to the square of Jim's age. You all understand that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes,
Let me
ma'am.
go back. Jim is x plus 5. So to square x plus 5, let's do that part first. X plus 5 squared is simply x plus 5 multiplied by x plus 5. So I take my first term and I multiply it by my entire bracket. So x by x plus 5, then I take my second term and I multiply it by the whole bracket. So x by x will give me x squared. X by 5 will give me 5x. 5 by x will give me 5x. And 5 by 5 will give me 25. Do you all understand that so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Right.
Yeah, ma'am.
So this will give me x squared plus 10x plus 25. So we're going back to Ali and Chris age. Ali is x. So Ali age plus 2 years would simply be x plus 2. Chris's age is 2x. So his age plus 2x plus 2 will give us 2x. So here what I want you to do for me. Take down what I have. You're taking this first x, you multiply it by this whole thing. Just how I did it. You're taking the x, you're multiplying it by each term. Then you're taking the second term, which is 2, and you're multiplying it by everything inside here. So you try it. You're multiplying 2 by x, and then 2x by x, and then 2 by x. So take it out and try it and see if you can simplify it. Are you all finished? Are you all finished multiplying the brackets? All right, let's go. How much is x by 2x? What will we get? X by 2x. We will get 2x squared. Do you all have that? X by 2, we will get 2x. Do you all have that?
Yes, miss.
Yeah, miss.
Then 2 by 2 will give us 4 plus 4 is equal to x squared plus 10x plus 25. When we move the terms on the right to the terms on the left, the sign needs to change. So I want you to simplify this. 2x squared minus 1x squared plus 6x minus 10x plus 4 minus 25. So simplify that for me and tell me what you get. How much is 2x squared minus 1x squared? How much is 2 of one quantity minus 1? How much is 2 take away 1?
You'll get x.
X squared.
Wait,
How much is, how much is 6x minus 10x?
you'll get minus 4x.
Minus 4x. And how much is 4 minus 25?
You'll get minus 21.
Yes. So here we have proven what they asked us to show, right? So let's move on. Now, what you can do if you're still having difficulty multiplying the expansion of brackets, when I send the video, you try it a couple times until you get the answer, right? Calculate Ali's present age. So we are going to work out this. So we're comparing this to the general form of the quadratic. Here A is 1, B is negative 4, and C is negative 21. Ignoring the sign, what are the factors of 21? What numbers multiply together will give me 21? One by 21, what else? What are the factors of 21? 1 by 21 and, thank you, 3 by 7. In order for us to get a sum of negative 4, it means that the larger number must be negative. So -7 plus 3 will give me 4. So in my brackets, I will get x minus 7 and x plus 3. So either x minus 7 is 0, where x is equal to 7, or x plus 3 is equal to 0, where x is minus 3. So Ali's age cannot be negative. So Ali has 7 years. We have the product and sum method of factorizing this quadratic. The method we use is to find two numbers which when multiplied together will give us -21, and when we add it, we will get -4. So that is how we use the product and sum. So what I suggest, when the class is finished and I send you the worksheet, you go and practice the question as many times as possible until you get the correct answer, because the algebra questions takes a lot of effort. Let's go. Factorize the following expression completely. So here's what we're going to do. If we look at the first term and the second term, 4 is a factor of 12. So we will write 12 as 3 multiplied by 4. And we'll write n squared as n by n. 4mn is 4 multiplied by m multiplied by n. Take it down for me and circle the terms that are present here that are also found here. So take it down and circle the terms that are common in both. For the term to be common, it must be found in the first equation and the second one. So take it out. All right. We have 4. What other terms do we have? What other terms are found in both equations besides 4? We have n. Do you all see that? Very good. So 4n is common. So that goes outside. And whatever I didn't circle, 3 by n goes inside the bracket. So here I have completely factorized that expression and I will get my 1 mark. Let's look at part B. X over 1 minus x minus 4x over 1. In order for me to subtract the numerator of any fraction, I must have a common denominator. So the denominator here is 1 minus x multiplied by 1. I simply multiply this by that. The next thing is to write as equivalent fractions. I'm taking my first fraction and I'm writing it as an equivalent fraction. Here, the denominator is the same, so this will remain as x. The second one now, the denominator is not the same, so I have to multiply 1 by 1 minus x. And I have to multiply here now by 1 minus x. So here would be 4x, open bracket, 1 minus x. If I cancel here and here, I will get back my 4x. That is what I want. So on this side, this will be 4x into 1 minus x. Now, we need to multiply using the distributive law. We need to multiply the terms outside the bracket by the terms inside the bracket, right? So this by that, here we will get x minus 4x, and a negative multiplied by a positive will give me positive 4x squared over 1 minus x. 4x squared minus 3x, this will give me minus 3x over 1 minus x. If I take x outside because it is common, I will get 4x minus 3 over 1 minus x. So although it looks a little bit confusing, it is just like when we are adding the fractions, we have to find a common denominator. Once we find a common denominator, which is the LCM, we can easily work out the question. All right, so take it out quickly because we have one part again to do here. See if you understand when you are writing the answer. That way, that might help. And if you have any question, please ask me. So you need to practice the questions and you need to you need to find some time before next week to redo the questions. Can we go till 6:30 today? Do you all have any problem if we finish at 6:30 or is that too late? Are you all in agreement or would you all like to finish at 6 o'clock? What do you all think? Yes, no? All right, let me see. All those who would like to finish at 6 o'clock, show by raising your hands. Is there anybody who will mind if I... Sean, you want to finish at 6? All right. Is there anybody else who would like to finish at 6 o'clock besides Sean? All right, Sean, put down your hand now. Who would like to finish at 6:30? Let me see you raise your hand. All right, we have one and one. Huh?
Is there no problem?
Okay. All right, so bear with me, right? I will try to finish by 6:15, right? I will keep you after 6:15, right? So I'll meet you halfway. So we want to solve the equation x, open bracket, 4x minus 3 over 1 minus x is equal to 0. So if we cross multiply, then this part becomes 0. So we have x into 4x minus 3 multiplied by 1 is equal to 0 multiplied by 1 minus x. This part here will give us 0. So x into 4x minus 3 is equal to 0. Either x is equal to 0 or 4x minus 3 is 0, where 4x is equal to 3 and x is equal to 3/4. Yes, I know it's a little bit much and it's a little, it's plenty working, right? But I encourage you to try the questions on your own with the working that I have provided with you, right? So let's go. Make V the subject. From the time you notice there's a square root sign, you need to remove the square root sign by squaring both sides. So we're going to square both sides. So p squared is equal to the square root of 5 plus v squared. When we square it, we remove the square root sign. So p squared is 5 plus vt. We want to make v the subject. So which means I need to eliminate 5 first. By eliminating 5, I need to remove it. I need to get rid of it from the right-hand side. So by removing it, the sign must change. So here I will get p squared minus 5 is equal to vt. I need to remove t, but the operation that takes place between the v and the t is multiplication. So I need to do the opposite, which is division. This is going to cancel, and v is p squared minus 5 over t. Here I have made v the subject. How do I know v is the subject? Because it is alone on one side of the equation. By making another variable the subject, it is just by manipulating the equation. So another variable becomes the subject. Part D, the distance needed to stop a car varies directly as the square of the speed. So here's what we have. D varies directly as the square of speed. Remember in the multiple choice, there was a question with varies directly as x, right? So here now, in mathematics, we need to change this sign to an equal sign. By doing so, we need to introduce a constant k. So the d remains and the s squared remains. At a speed of 70 kilometers per hour, the distance was 40. So we're going to use that. When d is equal to 40, s is equal to 70. So take down what I have there, put in the values and see if you could find for k. So you put in 40 is equal to k by 70 squared. So go ahead, take it out and see if you could find for k. How are you finding for k? Well, you have to divide by 70 squared on both sides. So go ahead. All right. So it means that we have to divide both sides by 70 squared. This is going to cancel, and k is equal to 40 over 70 squared. So the equation becomes d is equal to 40 over 70 squared s squared. They ask us to find the distance when the speed is 80. So to find the distance when the speed is 80, we simply replace s with 80. So work it out for me and tell me what you get. 70 squared by 80 squared. In your calculator, 40 divided by 70 squared multiplied by 80 squared. And I want the answer to one decimal place, please.
The 2.2, miss.
Yes, 52.2 meters, that is correct. Very good. So I will do one more, right, which is the 2020 paper, and I will leave the other two questions for you to do for homework, and I will send the answers for you, right? So let me do this last one. Oh no, this one still. Oh yes, this is it. This is the 2020. So I did two papers, I'm doing one more, and the 2019 paper, you will do that for homework. Factorize the following expressions completely. Now, when you see a question like this, it means that you have to factorize using the common factor method. By observation, the first term contains h and the second term contains h. So h is the common factor. So you have to take each of the term and write it as the product of factors. So 5h squared is 5 multiplied by h multiplied by h. 12hg is simply 12 multiplied by h multiplied by g. From observation, h is found in both terms. So h is the common factor. I am going to write my answer with the common factor outside. Everything that is not circled goes back into my bracket. So for my first term, 5 and h wasn't circled. 5 multiplied by h will give me 5h. For my second term, 12g was not circled. 12 multiplied by g will give me 12g. Do you all understand that?
Yes, miss.
Now, this one, a is equal to 2, b is equal to -1, and c is equal to -6. The product is equal to a by c, which is 2 multiplied by -6, which is -12. So I have to find the factors of -12, which is 1 by 12, 2 by 6, and 4 by 3. But I want to get -1. So it means that the bigger number must be negative. This would not give me 1. This would not give me 1. This will give me 1. So -4 plus 3 will give me -1. So the next thing I have to do, I have to take my 2x squared minus x minus 6. I am going to replace this term with two terms. And the terms that I'm going to replace it with is -4x plus 3x. Why did I do that? because I need to pair each term to find the common factor. Negative 1x is equal to negative 4x plus 3x. These two terms has a factor and these two terms has a factor. So the first thing I do, the 2x squared is simply 2 by x by x. 4x is 2 by 2 by x. Here 2 is common and x is common. So that goes outside of my bracket. X wasn't circled, I keep in my negative sign, and 2 wasn't circled. Before I go any further, my first bracket must be identical to the second one. So I have 3x and 6. 3 multiplied by x and 3 multiplied by 2. 3 is common. So 3 goes outside and I have x minus 2. By writing my common factor, I have x plus 2 in my first bracket and 2x plus 3 in my second bracket. Here I have factorized the expression as the product of two brackets. It will take us some time, but you all have to practice the questions, right? Let's continue. Solve the equation. R plus 3 is equal to 3 into R minus 5. Using the distributive law, I am going to distribute 3 to each term inside the bracket. First, I am going to distribute it to R, then I am going to distribute it to negative 5 by multiplication. So R plus 3 is equal to 3 multiplied by R minus 3 multiplied by 5. R plus 3 is equal to 3R minus 15. I want to solve this. So I could remove this R and bring it to this side, and I could remove this and bring it to this side. So here I will get 15 plus 3 is equal to 3R minus R. 18 is equal to 2R. To find for R, I simply divide by the number in front of the R. So R is equal to 9. Are we okay so far? Are we all okay so far?
Yes, miss.
All right.
Yes.
Make K the subject. So here what? We taking this expression and we literally pulling it apart until we get K. So everything that is closest to K, we leaving that for last. And everything that is furthest away from K, we removing that first. So we removing 3t. The inverse of positive 3t is negative 3t. So we add in 3t to both sides. 2a is equal to pi k squared plus 3t plus 3t. We add in the inverse. Minus 3t minus 3t. Here it is going to cancel. Now, we need to remove pi, but the inverse of multiply by pi is divide by pi. So we're going to divide by pi. Here it is going to cancel. So k squared is equal to 2a minus 3t over pi. And to get rid of the square, I need to take square roots. So taking square roots, the square root of k squared is equal to k, and this is the square root of 2a minus 3t over pi. So it is like you are eating a sandwich and you want to get to the chicken in the sandwich, right? You have a cruncher or a zinger and you want to get to the chicken. So you need to remove the hamburger buns, you need to remove the lettuce, right? In order to get to the chicken. The same thing with the subject of the formula. Remove everything before you get to K. So 3t was furthest away, so remove that. How to remove it? Well, the opposite of plus is minus, right? Then the lettuce close to the chicken, so you need to remove that. So that is being multiplied, the pi by the k squared. The opposite of multiply by pi is divide, and you get one step closer to the chicken in the sandwich. Do you all understand that?
Yeah, miss.
All right, last one, let me go in, right? A farmer plants 2 crops, potatoes and corn on a 10-hectare piece of land. So here what, this man has a piece of land, and the piece of land is 10 hectares. So which means he can't go and plant anywhere else because he will go outside his plot, right? So you own 10 hectares, you plant in your pot, and you can't go outside and plant anything. The number of hectares of corn, which is C, must be at least twice the number of hectares of potatoes. So the first inequality, right? The first inequality is the number of, so let C represent corn and let P represent potatoes. So he could plant corn and potatoes. He could fill up the piece of land, which is equal to 10. So he could plant over the 10 hectares, or he could plant in a small part. So this would be less than or equal to 10. Why less than or equal to 10? Is because he could occupy the whole plot, or he could occupy part of the plot. That is my first inequality. The second one is the number of hectares of corn must be twice at least the number of hectares of potatoes. So twice at least, this must be greater than or equal to the number of hectares of potatoes. The word twice at least is greater than or equal to. So that is my 2 equations, right? And that is the end of our session today. So thank you all so much for joining me. Be mindful that next time when you all come, the session may be a little bit longer. Let's try for 2 hours and 15 minutes. I do intend to keep you all longer than that, but please attempt the questions beforehand. It will make us the class go a little bit smoother. And in addition to that, it will